Park had exactly 45 minutes before the reservation where he'd proposed to a woman he didn't love, which meant he had 45 minutes to pretend the little girl hiding behind Kioma's legs wasn't his daughter. But the moment those dark eyes met his, recognition flickering in a face too young to remember him, he knew 45 minutes wouldn't be enough to bury 3 years of lies. Welcome to K-Afro Stories, besties. Please like, share, and subscribe. The girl peers around her mother's thigh, one hand clutching fabric, the other holding a worn stuffed rabbit. She has Kioma's rich brown skin and full lips, but those eyes, sharp, calculating, impossibly familiar, those are pure Park bloodline. His driver waits by the car, engine running. Park checks his watch. 43 minutes now. The restaurant is 20 minutes away in traffic. Minseo is probably already there, her father beside her, the ring box waiting in Park's jacket pocket. 40 billion won in. Trade agreements hanging on this proposal. His father's legacy. Everything he's built in the underworld legitimized through one strategic union. He should leave. Right now. Get in the car and drive away like he did 3 years ago. But this child, this impossible child, shifts her weight and takes one small step forward. Mama says we don't talk to strangers. Her voice carries that particular confidence of children who've been loved fiercely, protected completely. Her Korean is flawless despite the English lilt underneath. Park's phone buzzes. Minseo. I'm here early. So excited. He silences it. Kioma's hand moves to the girl's shoulder, protective, possessive. Go inside, baby. Mama needs to speak with this man. The girl doesn't move. She studies him with unsettling intensity, head tilted, processing. He doesn't look strange. He looks sad. 41 minutes. Something cracks in Park's chest. He hasn't allowed himself to feel sadness in 3 years. Hasn't allowed himself to feel anything except the cold calculation required to survive in his world. But this child sees through him in seconds. Inside. Now. Kioma's tone sharpens, and the girl finally obeys, casting one last curious glance before disappearing into the modest apartment building behind them. The silence stretches. Park can hear his own heartbeat, can smell the jasmine perfume that used to cling to his clothes after nights with Chioma. 40 minutes. He needs to go. Her name is Yejin. Chioma's voice cuts through his thoughts. She's 2 years and 7 months old. She loves strawberries and hates loud noises. She asks about you every time she sees a man in a suit. The math is simple, brutal. 2 years and 7 months. Which means Chioma was pregnant when he left. Which means she faced everything alone. Park's throat closes. His phone buzzes again. His father this time. Don't be late. Everything depends on tonight. I have to go, Park says, but his feet don't move. Then go. Chioma crosses her arms and he notices details he'd been too shocked to process before. She's thinner. There are shadows under her eyes. Her clothes are clean but worn. You're good at that. 38 minutes. Why didn't you tell me? His voice comes out rougher than intended. Chioma laughs, sharp and bitter. Tell you? You had your security team escort me from the building, Park. You changed your numbers. You moved on. I didn't move on. You're getting engaged tonight. I saw the announcement. That sounds like moving on. She takes a step back, creating distance. So go. Go propose to your perfect arranged match. Go secure your business deals. Just leave us alone. 36 minutes. He should leave. He needs to leave. Minseo is waiting. His father is waiting. Everything he's built depends on him getting in that car right now. You should have told me about her, he says instead. So you could what? Pay me off? Take her from me? Chioma's voice rises, then catches. She swallows hard, regaining control. I told you I loved you, Park. You said love was a liability in your world. So I made a different world for her. One where she's safe from men like you. Men like you. The words hit like a physical blow. His phone rings. Minseo again. He stares at her name on the screen. 34 minutes. If he leaves now, he can still make it. Can still salvage this. Can still pretend the last 5 minutes didn't shatter everything. He answers. Minseo. Where are you? You sound strange. Her voice is bright, eager, completely unaware that his entire world is cracking apart on a sidewalk across Seoul. He looks at Chioma, at the building where his daughter just disappeared. Traffic. I'll be there soon. Okay. I ordered champagne. The expensive kind. Tonight's special, right? She laughs. And it's a nice laugh. She's a nice woman. She doesn't deserve what he's about to do. He ends the call. 32 minutes. You need to leave, Chioma says, but her voice wavers. She's about to look out the window. She always does. And I don't want her to see you walking away again. I'm not walking away. You have 30 minutes to propose to another woman. That's literally walking away. 29 minutes now. Park's hands clench at his sides. Everything logical screams at him to get in the car. He's Park Jin-woo. He doesn't make emotional decisions. He doesn't blow up empires over feelings. He doesn't... How much do you need? The question comes out before he can stop it. Money. For her. For you. I can... We don't need your money. Kyoma's expression hardens into something cold and final. We needed you. Past tense. She turns toward the building entrance. Park's body moves. Before his brain catches up, his hand catches her wrist, gentle but firm, and the contact sends electricity straight through him. She freezes. They both freeze, because touching her feels like touching a live wire, like every suppressed memory and buried feeling detonating simultaneously. 27 minutes. Let go. Her voice shakes. He doesn't. Can't. His thumb finds her pulse point, feels it racing. 3 years, he says quietly. 3 years I've functioned. Breathed. Handled business. Built the family empire into something my father couldn't destroy. And I haven't felt anything. Not one thing. Until 5 minutes ago when my daughter called me sad. Let go of me, Park. Go to your dinner. Propose to your perfect wife. Just let go. I left because my father threatened you. The confession pours out in a rush. He's never said these words aloud, never admitted the truth even to himself. Said he'd have you deported, charged with crimes. You didn't commit, disappeared if I didn't end it. He showed me photos of you at work, at your apartment, at the market. Showed me how easy it would be. His grip tightens. I thought keeping you at a distance kept you safe. I thought you'd move on, build a life, forget me. I did move on. I built a life. But you didn't forget me. It's not a question. He can feel her pulse hammering against his fingers, can see the way her breath catches. You named her Yejin, my mother's name. 24 minutes. Kyoma's composure finally cracks. Tears spill over. You don't get to do this. You don't get to show up and feel things now with 20 minutes left before you propose to someone else. You made your choice 3 years ago. Make it again and leave. His phone rings. His father. Park stares at it, watches it ring, feels the weight of everything that call represents. The empire. The legitimacy. The life he's built. Everything he's supposed to be. He declines the call. 22 minutes. I chose wrong, he says. 3 years ago, I chose wrong. And I've paid for it every day since. Then pay for it somewhere else. She wrenches her wrist free, stepping back. I have to pick up extra shifts tonight. I have to make rent. I have to be a mother. I don't have time for your guilt or your crisis with 20 minutes to spare. She's at the building door when he says it. I'm not going. Chioma stops, turns slowly. What? To the dinner. The proposal. I'm not going. The words feel insane leaving his mouth. He's ending a 40 billion won deal, destroying his father's plans, making enemies of every family counting on this alliance. And he's doing it with 20 minutes notice on a sidewalk. You're lying. But hope flickers in her eyes, dangerous and fragile. Park pulls out his phone, calls Minseo. She answers immediately, breathless. Are you close? I'm not coming. The silence that follows is absolute. Minseo, I'm sorry, I can't. This marriage, it's not fair to you. You deserve someone who... You're calling this off? Now? My father is sitting across from me. The restaurant is full of our family's associates. You're humiliating me. I know, I'm sorry. I'll take full responsibility. I'll handle your father, She hangs up. Park stares at his phone, feeling the ground shift beneath him. 19 minutes until a proposal that will never happen. His phone explodes with calls. His father. Minseo's father. Business partners. Everyone demanding to know what the hell he's doing. He turns off his phone and looks at Chioma. I choose you, he says. I choose her. I choose this. Whatever it costs. Chioma stares at him like he's lost his mind. Maybe he has. You just destroyed everything. I destroyed the wrong everything. He moves closer and, this time she doesn't retreat. 3 years ago, I protected you by leaving. Today, I'm protecting you by staying. Whatever comes, my father's anger, business consequences, whatever. We face it together. If you'll let me. You don't even know her. Tears stream down her face. You saw her for 2 minutes. Then let me know her. Let me know you again. Let me prove I'm not the man who walked away. He's begging now, and he doesn't care. Please, Chioma, give me a chance to fix this. She searches his face, looking for lies, for the catch, for the inevitable moment he'll change his mind. Above them, a curtain moves. Small hands press against glass. Yejin, watching. Chioma sees her too. When she looks back at Park, something has shifted. If you do this, if you come into her life, you can't leave. Not when it gets hard. Not when your family pressures you. Not when you realize what you gave up. She's two. She's pure and trusting and she'll love you without hesitation. And if you break her heart, I will never forgive you. I won't break her heart, I won't leave. I'll fight my father, I'll fight everyone, I swear it. 15 minutes until a dinner he'll never attend. 15 minutes until his old life ends completely. Say it again, Chioma whispers, that you choose us. I choose you, both of you, over everything. He cups her face, thumbs brushing away tears. I choose this. I choose right. Finally. She kisses him. Finally. Desperately. 3 years of longing and pain and love that never died crashing together. He pulls her closer, and she grips his jacket, and above them their daughter watches her parents find each other again. When they break apart, Chioma is crying and laughing simultaneously. You're insane. You just blew up your entire life. Best decision I ever made. His phone, still off, sits heavy in his pocket. Somewhere across Seoul, Minseo sits in a restaurant realizing she's been stood up. His father is calling everyone, trying to understand what happened. The business world is erupting, and Park doesn't care. Can't care. Because Chioma is pulling him toward the building, toward the daughter he just met, toward a life that's real instead of hollow. They climb 3 flights of stairs. She unlocks the door to a tiny apartment that's clean but worn, filled with evidence of Yejin everywhere. Drawings on the fridge, toys in corners, a small table with 2 chairs that will need to become 3. Yejin sits on the couch, still watching out the window. She turns when they enter, sees her mother's tear-stained face and Park standing in the doorway, and her eyes go wide. Yejin, Chioma says softly, voice shaking. Remember when you asked about your daddy? The girl nods slowly. This is him. He's been away, but he's here now. And She looks at Park, and he sees the fear, and hope, and desperation. He's staying. Yejin slides off the couch, approaches cautiously. She stops in front of Park and tilts her head, studying him with those impossible eyes. You're my daddy? Yes. The word comes out rough. If that's okay. She considers this seriously, then holds up her stuffed rabbit. This is Toki. He's very brave. He looks very brave. Are you brave? She asks it like she's testing him, like the answer matters. Park thinks about the restaurant across Seoul where chaos is erupting. Thinks about his father's fury that will come soon. Thinks about everything he just sacrificed. Then he looks at this small person who shares his blood, at Chioma who's watching like her entire world hangs on this moment. I'm trying to be, he says honestly. Yejin nods like this is acceptable, then surprises him completely by walking over and offering the rabbit. You can hold him, but be careful. He's old. Park takes the worn toy with reverence, and his daughter, smiles at him. A real smile, gap-toothed and trusting and absolutely devastating. 11 minutes until a dinner that doesn't matter anymore. Do you like strawberries? Yejin asks. I do. Mama says I like them too much. But there's no such thing as too much strawberries. She says it with the conviction of someone who's argued this point extensively. I agree completely. And just like that, he's in. She climbs onto the couch beside him, chattering about Taki's adventures. Chioma watches from the doorway, hand over her mouth, crying again. Park reaches out his free hand and she takes it, sits on his other side. 6 minutes until the proposal that will never happen. Park's phone stays off. The world outside can wait. For the first time in 3 years, he's exactly where he needs to be. His phone buzzes once, somehow still receiving messages even powered down, some emergency override. His father must have activated. A single text breaks through. You've made a grave mistake. Fix this or lose everything. Park deletes it without responding. Then he turns to his daughter, who's showing him a drawing she made of a butterfly, and realizes he hasn't lost anything. He's finally found everything that matters. The dinner hour passes. Park sits on a worn couch with his daughter chattering beside him and Kioma's hand in his. And somewhere across Seoul, his entire world detonates. He doesn't need his phone on to know what's happening. Min-seo's father storming out of the restaurant humiliated. His own father making calls, already strategizing damage control and revenge. Business partners recalculating alliances. The carefully constructed empire he's built for 3 years, fracturing along fault lines he just created. Yejin falls asleep against his shoulder an hour later. Rabbit clutched to her chest, completely trusting. Park doesn't move. Can't. He's terrified that if he shifts even slightly, this moment will shatter and prove itself a dream. You should turn your phone on, Chioma says quietly. Face whatever's coming. Not yet. He looks at her across their sleeping daughter. Let me have this for a few more minutes. Let me just... His voice cracks. Let me just be here. She squeezes his hand. Okay. They sit in silence until Yejin stirs and mumbles something about strawberries in her sleep. Chioma carefully lifts her, carries her to a small bedroom, tucks her in with practiced gentleness. Park follows, stands in the doorway watching. The room is tiny but filled with love, hand-drawn pictures on the walls, books stacked carefully on a shelf, a nightlight shaped like a moon. I did this alone, Chioma whispers, staring at their daughter. Every night, every fever, every nightmare, every milestone. Alone. The guilt hits him like a physical blow. I know. Do you? She turns to face him, and her expression is raw. Do you know what it's like to be so tired you can barely stand, but your child is sick and crying and needs you? To work 3 jobs and still barely make rent? To watch other fathers with their daughters at the park and hate them for having what mine should have? No. He can't lie to her. Won't. But I want to know. I want to be here for all of it now. The hard parts. The exhausting parts. All of it. She studies him in the dim light from the hallway, and he lets her see everything. The regret. The determination. The love that's been buried but never died. Your father won't let this go, she says finally. He'll come after us. He'll try. But I'm not the man I was 3 years ago. I'm stronger now. Smarter. He moves closer, keeping his voice low so they don't wake Yejin. And I have something worth protecting now. That makes me dangerous in ways he can't anticipate. You sound sure. I'm terrified. The admission feels important. I'm absolutely terrified, but I'm also sure. Does that make sense? She smiles slightly. Unfortunately, yes. They move back to the living room. Park finally turns on his phone, and it immediately explodes with notifications. 73 missed calls, 46 texts, multiple voicemails. He scrolls through them, watching the progression of anger and threats escalate. Minseo's father. You will regret this humiliation. His own father. Come home immediately. We will discuss your future. Business partners. What the hell are you doing? And then, at the bottom, Minseo herself. I knew you didn't love me. I accepted that. But you could have had the decency to end this before tonight. I hope whatever you chose instead is worth destroying both our families' reputations. Park texts back. It is. And you deserve better than a marriage built on obligation. I'm sorry. She doesn't respond. His father calls 30 seconds later. Park stares at the name on the screen, then looks at Chioma. She nods. He answers. Where are you? His father's voice is deadly calm, which is worse than shouting. That's not relevant. You stood up Minseo. You destroyed an alliance 3 years in the making. You've embarrassed our family in front of every major player in Seoul. Each word is precise, controlled. So I'll ask again. Where are you? Somewhere you can't reach. Park keeps his voice equally calm. And before you threaten them, know that I've already taken precautions. Legal protections, financial safeguards. You come after them, and everything, every illegal operation, every dirty deal, every compromised official, goes public. The silence stretches. Park can hear his father breathing, can imagine the calculation happening. You'd destroy the family. To protect my daughter? Without hesitation. Park looks at Chioma, draws strength from her presence. You taught me that power means being willing to do what others won't. Well, I'm willing to burn everything down. Are you? This woman has made you weak. No. She's made me strong enough to choose what matters. Park stands, paces to the window. I'm done with the empire, father. Done with the politics and the arrangements and the hollow prestige. I'm taking my share of the legitimate businesses, the ones that are actually mine, not family holdings. And I'm walking away. You think I'll let you walk away? I don't need your permission. I needed it 3 years ago, and that was my mistake. But I'm not that man anymore. Park's voice hardens. I'm giving you a choice. Accept this, and we can part professionally. Fight me, and I'll make sure your empire crumbles. His father laughs, sharp and bitter. You sound like your mother. She thought love was enough too. Look where that got her. The mention of his mother, Dead 10 years now, destroyed by this world, hits harder than any threat. I know where it got her, which is why I'm getting out. I won't let this life consume what I love. Not again. Then you're a fool, and fools don't last long in our world. Good thing I'm leaving it. Park ends the call before his father can respond. His hands shake. Chioma is beside him immediately, grounding him with her presence. Did you mean that? About walking away from everything? Yes. He turns to face her. I have money set aside. Legitimate investments my father can't touch. Enough to start fresh. Enough to support us. He takes her hands. I'm not naive. This won't be easy. He'll make things difficult. Business associates will turn on me. I'll lose status, connections, power. But I don't care. I don't want that life anymore. What do you want? This. He pulls her closer. You. Her. Normal. I want to be a father who goes to school plays, a partner who comes home at reasonable hours, a man who doesn't check for exits in every room or sleep with a gun under his pillow. I want boring and safe and real. Tears stream down Chioma's face. You're really doing this. I already did it. The moment I chose not to get in that car. He wipes her tears away. Now I'm just dealing with the consequences. She kisses him then, hard and desperate, and he responds with equal intensity. 3 years of separation dissolving into need and recognition. They break apart breathing hard, foreheads pressed together. She has school tomorrow, Chioma whispers, and I have work. And you have, God, you have an entire life to dismantle. Then we start there. Normal things. School runs and work schedules and figuring out how this works. He cups her face. Together. Together, she echoes. They spend the night talking. Not about the chaos or the threats or the uncertain future, but about Yejin. About the daughter he's missed knowing. Chioma shows him videos on her phone. First steps, first words, birthday parties, daily moments he should have been present for. Each one is a knife of regret, but also a gift. Evidence that his daughter is loved, protected, whole despite his absence. She's perfect, he says, watching Yejin blow out candles on her second birthday. You've done everything right. I did my best. But she needed her father. Chioma's voice breaks. She needs you now. She has me, for everything. Forever. He pulls Chioma against him on the couch, and she fits perfectly like she always did. I know I have to earn this. Earn your trust again. Prove I won't leave. I know it's not enough to just say it. No. But it's a start. She tilts her head back to look at him. I'm scared, Park. What if your father finds a way to hurt us anyway? What if walking away isn't enough? Then I'll do more. Whatever it takes. His arms tighten around her. I have resources he doesn't know about. People loyal to me, not him. And I have something he's never had. A reason to fight that's not about power or pride. That makes me more dangerous than he realizes. She's quiet for a long moment then. When you left 3 years ago, I thought I'd die from it. The pain was so physical I couldn't breathe. And then I found out I was pregnant, and I had to keep breathing, had to keep going. For her. She touches his face. I can't survive you leaving again. Neither can she. So if you're not absolutely certain, I'm certain. He catches her hand, presses it over his heart so she can feel it racing. I've never been more certain of anything. This is where I'm supposed to be. With you. With her. This is home. Chioma breaks then, fully. 3 years of being strong, of raising a daughter alone, of protecting herself, from hope. It all crashes over her. She sobs into his chest, and Park holds her through it, murmuring promises and apologies and love against her hair. When she's cried out, when her breathing steadies, she whispers, "Stay tonight. Don't leave." "I'm not going anywhere." They move to her bedroom, small, neat, evidence of a life built carefully within tight constraints. Park removes his jacket, the ring box still heavy in the pocket. He pulls it out, stares at the diamond meant for someone else, then sets it on the dresser. That's... Chioma stares at it. "The ring I was supposed to give Minseo. It's worth more than this entire building." He turns to face her. "I don't need it. Don't want it. It represents everything wrong." "What are you going to do with it?" "Return it. Add the money to Yejin's future, or yours, or burn it. I don't care." He moves closer to her. "All I care about is this. Us. Starting over." She reaches. For him. And they come together with desperate need. Clothes disappearing. Hands relearning familiar territory made new by absence. Mouths finding skin that remembers. When they fall into bed together, it's not gentle. It's 3 years of longing and regret and love that never died, no matter how hard he tried to kill it. It's forgiveness and reclaiming, and promise, written in gasped breaths, and whispered names, and the way their bodies remember how to move together. After, they lie tangled in sheets, skin to skin, and Park has never felt more at peace. "I love you," he whispers against her shoulder. "I never stopped, even when I tried to convince myself I had." "I love you too." Her fingers trace patterns on his chest. "But I'm still angry with you. For leaving. For missing so much. For making me do this alone. I know. And I'll spend the rest of my life making it up to you. To both of you." They fall asleep like that, wrapped around each other, and when Park wakes a few hours later to Yejin's small voice saying, "Mama," he realizes she's standing in the doorway, rabbit clutched to her chest, staring at him in her mother's bed. Chioma wakes instantly, sitting up. "What's wrong, baby?" "I had a bad dream." Yejin's bottom lip trembles. "Can I sleep with you?" "Of course." Chioma holds out her arms, and Yejin climbs into bed between them, immediately burrowing under the covers. Park freezes, uncertain. But Yejin settles against him as naturally as breathing, her small body trusting and warm. She yawns, already half asleep again, and mumbles, "Daddy's here." It's the first time she's called him that. Park's throat closes completely. He looks at Chioma over their daughter's head, and she's crying silently, smiling through tears. "Yes," Chioma whispers, "Daddy's here." "Staying?" Yejin asks sleepily. Park's hand settles on her small back, protective, certain. "Staying. Always." 3 months later, Park stands in a small courthouse wearing a simple suit, Chioma beside him in a white dress they picked out together. Yejin in a flower crown holding both their hands. His father hasn't spoken to him since the night he walked away. Half the business world treats him like a pariah. He's lost status, connections, the empire he spent years building, but he has a legitimate consulting firm now, clean work, honest money, enough to support them comfortably. He has Kioma's hand in his and Yejin calling him Appa without hesitation. He has school drop-offs and bedtime stories and Sunday mornings making pancakes, while his daughter explains very seriously why strawberries are the best fruit. The judge declares them married and Park kisses his wife while their daughter cheers. They walk out of the courthouse into afternoon sunlight, and Park knows he made the right choice. The only choice that ever mattered. Because 45 minutes wasn't enough to pretend his daughter didn't exist. But a lifetime might be enough to make up for the time he lost. And every day, every moment from now on, he'll prove he chose right when he chose them.